the issues surrounding the removal of subsidy on petrol. But in a moment, we'll be going live to our correspondent in Kano, Nenchi Akogu, who has a situation report of Kano State, and he said there's been a lot of violence as 2 people have been killed already. Nenchi, if you can hear me, can you give us an update on what's going on in Kano right now?
Yeah, here in Kano it is not unfortunate that what started peacefully and well organized has suddenly turned violent. A 15-year boy has been killed, and another 9-year boy would have been crushed to death by the protesters. They not for the intervention, the timely intervention, I must say, of security personnel attached to retired General Ali Kido's house, which is adjacent to the government house. Trouble started when protesters clashed with police officers attached to the government house right in front of the seat of power. They wanted to gain entrance into the government house and occupy the entire premises of the place. But police were resisted by firing canisters of tear gas to disperse them. But the protesters remain adamant, they remain undaunted and continue to force their way into the government house, breaking down the section of the perimeter fence. So, having become overwhelmed by the force of the protesters, the police, the security agents had boys or to open fire and started shooting in the air. And as a result, a stray bullet hit a 15-year-old boy and he died on the spot. At the moment, the situation still remains tense, and from all indications, many casualties are about to be recorded. Don't forget that the organizers of the protest had wanted everybody to converge at the race course and open field, very big, very large, enough to accommodate as many people as possible. But these protesters that are right in front of the government house and into the government house now decided to pull out from the mainstream protest and come over to the government house because they believe that if their voice must be heard loud and clear, it must be at the Occupy protest must be at the government house and not at the race course. And that is why they said they will continue to remain in the government house. And the report we are hearing is that the governor was in the government house at the time, but in order to avoid problems, security agents were reported to have sneaking away out of the government house. Right now, the situation is calm, and right now the situation is tense, rather, beg your pardon, and we hope that the protesters can listen to the voice of reason and go back to the red course where the organizers of the rally had intended for as venue for the rally.
Okay, you say the situation is tense. You know, the northern part of the country already has issues with security, with bombings and gun attacks in various parts of the north, which has claimed many lives as well. This situation now, what does it do to the already tense security situation there?
It's a dicey situation here over Kano. Unlike other states in the north, like UP, where there's a state of emergency, Kano before now has been relatively peaceful. It has not recorded any major attacks by the dreaded Boko Haram Islamic State. But with the situation on the ground now, here that enemies of the state, people who do not want peace, orderliness in the country, will hijack the situation and unleash mayhem on innocent citizens. There are fears. But it is instructive to note at this point that apart from the government house area, the larger part of
Kano State, Enenche Akugun, telling us about the situation there. He reports that the protesters actually went to the government house, that's the seat of power in Kano, and brought down the fence. They had wanted to go to another area to register their grievances, but they decided that it was a seat of power that they were going to make their voices heard, because that's where the government will probably listen to them and, take their grievances to the federal government.
Unfortunately, 2 lives as we speak have been lost. 15-year-old and of course a 9-year-old. A stray bullet, as he reported, it is a sad one there.
Yes, and then the 9-year-old, of course, was crushed, was like a stampede. It was crushed under the people that were marching there. And he said that there may likely be more casualties in Kano. We'll give you more updates of all those stories much later on in the day.
Of course, we'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll still stay with the